With San Francisco wrapping up minicamp, one of the most intriguing players out there has to be the rookie wide receiver Isiaiah Neyor out of Nebraska. When you look at him, for instance, physically at least, he has to be one of the most gifted wide receivers Kyle Shanahan has ever had. He comes in right around 6'4", weighing 220 pounds, so he's prototypical in those measurements, and he also has a blistering fast 40-yard dash, running in 4.4 seconds. Throw in the fact he also has a 38-inch vertical, an 11-foot 1-inch broad jump, and a nearly 7-foot wingspan. He has all the tools necessary to be effective at all levels at the field, whether that be intermediate, short, or deep. Especially when you look at his size, he would be a great red zone target. But it's not just in his measurements where Neyor has impressed, but also on the football field. With Matt Barrows from The Athletic calling him one of the most gifted wide receivers on the field, and he also went on to say the following: "His big stride gobbles up yardage and immediately forces cornerbacks to turn and run with him." So even though Neyor is an undrafted free agent, he does appear like he has a real shot at making San Francisco's 53-man roster, especially with Marcus Robinson most likely out to start the season, at least a couple of games while he serves his DUI suspension. You also have to throw in the fact that Brandon Ayuk is rehabbing, Ricky Pearsall is once again injured this year, so Neyor has the potential to make a real impact on the team as a rookie. So as we wait to see how Neyor performs during the training camp and preseason period, this is a good opportunity to go over the reasons why Neyor may make the 53-man roster, as well as the reasons why he may not. Initially starting out, the most obvious reason Neyor makes San Francisco's 53-man roster this year is just the potential he offers. San Francisco may decide it's a little bit too risky trying to sneak him onto their practice squad because he's an athletic freak, and if you are able to unlock his full potential, you honestly might have one of the better wide receivers across the National Football League. He's that gifted. Another big plus when you watch Neyor's film is his ability to use his length to his advantage, especially when he's faced against man coverage. He does a great job of fighting their hands off of him, and then thanks to his speed, he's gone quickly down the field and often catches long touchdown passes. Neyor's film is also littered with plays of him snagging the ball in traffic, and he does an excellent job of using the most out of his frame and athleticism to go get that ball. So moving into San Francisco's offense, he could really offer that deep threat and red zone threat as I was alluding to. The final real strength of Neyor's I want to mention before moving on to his potential weaknesses and the reasons why he may not make San Francisco's 53-man roster is his potential once he does get the ball in his hands. Like San Francisco's other wide receivers, he's a true yak monster and does a great job of using his agility in the open field to make defenders miss. And while he can't line up in the backfield as a running back, he can be extremely effective coming on jet sweeps or running little bubble screens in Kyle Shanahan's offense. But even though Neyor is such an intriguing prospect, he does have some clear weaknesses to his game and some things that leave you questioning what type of player he actually is. When you look at his production, for instance, while he did lead his team with 5 receiving touchdowns last year, as well as having 34 receptions for 455 yards, before that, during his time at Texas, he really struggled to get on the field, but during his time at Wyoming, he was once again very productive. There's also times where this inconsistency in his overall production will carry over to his tape. Sometimes he'll run a perfect route, really separating nicely from the defender. Other times, he'll get kinda lazy, just relying on his athleticism. While this isn't too terrible at the collegiate level, at the NFL level, undoubtedly, this will lead to several interceptions. Another big question mark for Neyor's game heading into Kyle Shanahan's offense is his ability to block at the NFL level. Is he going to be giving up on it like we've seen him give up on routes at times, or will he be able to show that he's consistently driven in that aspect of the game? Overall, when I'm looking at Neyor as a player, I see someone with all the physical gifts to be one of the better wide receivers across the NFL, but he needs to prove that he can stay driven and work on all those little inconsistencies in his game, play in and play out, meaning no taking plays off, run each play to your full level. If he does that and has a nice preseason, it's hard to see him not making San Francisco's 53-man roster. On the other hand, if he struggles during this training camp and preseason period, expect San Francisco to try to sneak him onto their practice squad, but still, another team might try to poach him just given his potential. But ultimately, these are just my thoughts on the player that Matt Barrows from The Athletic referred to as one of the most gifted wide receivers on the field, and I'd like to hear your thoughts about Isiaiah Neyor down below. Do you think he makes the 53-man roster, or will he be a practice squad candidate? It would also mean a ton to me if you could like and subscribe, and as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.